It's actually so nice to be out and proud
Mhm.
because for the first 32 years of my life, I had to hide. I was raised in Hasidic Brooklyn, which pretty much looks like 18th century Europe. It's like, the men in full garb, like the fur hats, the long black coats, women in wigs and long dresses. And it's a community that's like intentionally kept in these sort of like dark age looks to separate them from the outside world. The values were clear as well. Men and women never socialized together. People observed the strictest of Orthodox Jewish law. And I went to a gender segregated school. I wrote this book for anybody who is living in some sort of closet. As human beings, so many of us hide things about ourselves that we think will be unacceptable. We hide how we feel about our jobs, our relationships, about how we feel about the world that we're in, because we're worried at times that if we speak, we won't be accepted, or we will lose access, we'll lose relationships. And so for everybody who's ever felt like they're hiding a part of themselves, I hope this book will help to address some of that. I fell in love with the first girl that I met at 15. I wrote a New York Times Modern Love piece about that. I did publish a New York Times essay on this in 2022. After I published the essay, I found out that it was being circulated among religious WhatsApp groups and Facebook pages, and I got dozens and dozens of messages of people saying, "This is me, but I can't tell anybody that this is me." People sending me pictures with their partners through my DMs and my Instagram because they just so badly wanted to be seen. They couldn't be seen, and they were like, "Oh, this person made it out. I want them to see me." I had enough of lying and hiding and covering up and pretending I wanted to be with men and pretending I wanted to raise my children to have that narrow sort of future. And I just was like at my capacity, so I was terrified. But I finally just said, "I think I'm gay." And that was when my freedom began. From there on out, from the moment I said it out loud, it was just a matter of putting the pieces into place to plan what I would need to do to live my truth. And it was the biggest relief.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so fortunate to work with such wonderful clients. We all have things about us that we think are unacceptable. We think that if we speak those truths, we'll lose relationships, we'll lose influence. Everything that I had to do with my body was prescribed by law or by rabbis. And so I was told when to have sex, how often, what positions to be in, when to use birth control, which was rarely. The message is just to see the thing about yourself that you're afraid to say out loud and just say it to yourself, because that matters, and that's the first step.